What's going on, everyone? Before we get into the video, I gotta tell you all this, man. Support for the Jonathan Lyman brand is brought to you by Manscaped. It's the best at below the waist trimming, man. So y'all already know. I know y'all done had them other trimmers in the past. They ain't did you right. You used them, did everything down there. It just ain't right. They done skint you up. They done did all kind of bad things. But with Manscaped, you ain't gotta worry about that anymore. Because I know a lot of y'all have been hitting high notes because of the bad trimmers. Those days are over because Manscaped has redesigned the whole entire game. The engineering team has spent 18 whole months coming together with the best trimmer ever. You're asking me what that is? That is the Lawnmower 3.0. This thing right here is a third generation trimmer. There's a ceramic blade. That blade, it's gonna cut down on all the little mistakes that the other ones don't. It's gonna cut down on all that. It's gonna make you on point. That's because it has the advanced skincare technology. Oh, it's so amazing. 90 minutes of battery. If you can't get it done in 90 minutes, I don't know if you can ever get it done. It has, waterproof, so you can do it in the shower, an LED light, and it has a charging deck. What? Come on, man. Y'all got to get this, man. And you ain't got to worry about the power. This thing right here got 7,000 RPM, and it has that cry-stroke technology. See, you can barely hear that thing, man. So, I know y'all want to hop up on that. See, now it's y'all time to get this, man, and experience all of this greatness for yourself. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code JLB at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com with the code JLB. Your balls will thank you, man. All right, y'all, let's get into it. Young Rock, Season 1, Episode 2, On the Road Again. It starts off, open the scene of the library. They open it up and everything. Cool. Then go to The Rock talking about how that was a lie and everything about the library and all that stuff. And then they get into him stealing, which was a big thing in the first episode. Talked about it more in the second episode. You're like, okay. And then it gets to a story about Rocky Johnson versus Ric Flair. I don't know if that match actually happened, but if it did, in my mind, to me, it's absolutely no way Flair lost that match. Because if you know about, the Nature Boy, especially back then, he ain't lose too much. But I think that match, even if it did happen, I think it didn't go the way of Rocky Johnson's. But we'll get back to Rocky hyping himself up a little bit later. Like I said, I'm not sure about that. But what he told his son, he was like, out of the talk that Dwayne and Mikey had, was girls like swagger. And he uses that, Dwayne does, to talk to this young girl, Karen, that he has this crush on. He talked to her, and it worked. She liked it. In my opinion, at this point, the show started off a little slow. If I had to give my honest take on it, it was a little slow. It picked up a little bit. To me, the star of this episode and the star of this series so far was The Rock's mother. The lady who played her is doing a great job. For some reason, I keep getting the Nia Jax vibes from her, which is a good thing, honestly. I just think she's done an amazing job with this. Hopefully she go on for this, have great success. The Rock mother has a job cleaning people's houses. She goes back and forth with that. There's a thing, and gotta do what you gotta do to support the family, man. The young Rock, he wants the fancy stuff, name brand stuff. But if he ain't got that bread, you can't get it. You gotta get that generic soda. It is what it is, man. Rock obviously keep talking about Karen. they are actually at the pizza place. You know, they working. Karen and all the rest of the Karens coming in. Rock takes this as his chance. He does some kind of odd pose, talks to her. Bada bing, bada boom. It works. Then it kind of cut to a scene where Rocky Johnson beats up Piper. I don't know about that either, but it goes back to what I was saying about the Flair stuff. I don't know, but overall it was pretty good. And then the Rock and mother Atta and the lady that she does stuff for, cleans, they actually bond over Sally Jesse Raphael. So they bonded. They having a good thing. They getting together. Okay, this goes good. Okay, I'm liking it. Like I said, I think she's the star of this episode so far. You know, Rocky has a show coming up. He hypes it up as this big event. So Young Rock was like, man, I'm gonna take my girl. We're gonna go watch my dad, wrestle. Since Aina had this big persona out, like his name is Tomas, and he got bread. So he took her out and noticed the girl had the beans, and it wasn't what they thought it was gonna be. They ended up going to a flea market. She wanted to leave. I can't blame her. The Samoans messed with them and everything. But look, at the end of the day, she decided to stay. She watched the wrestling and she got hooked. That's what it's all about, man. The love of professional wrestling. She got hooked and it was great. Soul Man put on a show. When it was time to get paid, he thought he was supposed to get paid $300 a show for a match. He ended up only getting $300 for the whole entire time. And he busted 3 matches for the guy. So Rock goes back to school on Monday. He brings the girl a hat. Then one of the haters say, oh yeah, I went to that event where my brother did. He said it was only 10 people there. It's 10 people here. And the kid made a mistake. He used the F word, the fake word. Rock wasn't having it. Rock like boom, knocked him out. He hit him with one of them Derek Lewis numbers. He got knocked out. He ain't getting up. No, he ain't getting up. So that happened. The show was over. Overall, was this episode as good as the first episode? Absolutely not. I think they're trying to get the story together. They building it. And I'm going to see what happens next week. Let me know what you all thought about this episode of Young Rock.